How you doing? Welcome back. These videos, we're trying to do 100 videos in 100 days all the way through December till March, and this one today is on the 8 potentials that begin for you when you stop drinking alcohol. The first one is that you automatically get healthier, but you've got a potential to become much more healthier, like the title of this video suggests. We're talking about potential because I think when you stop drinking alcohol first, you automatically get healthier because you're not putting a poison into your body, and your body's going to clean up, so on and so forth. But what happens after that depends on you, depends on what you do with your life. It depends on how many other things you change in your life, looking at what has to change and then putting those changes into practice. That's going to determine how healthy you do become. Number 2 is that you're definitely going to save some money because you're not spending the money on the alcohol. But then again, it depends what you trade off. So the potential is there to save money. You're not only going to save money because of the alcohol that you're not consuming, but you're going to make money in terms of you being much more productive. But again, it's only a potential. It only depends on what you actually do, how you think, how you change your thinking, how you change your life, and how you put that into practice. So the potential is there. Another potential is in how you sleep. And again, I'm talking about these in terms of potentials because I think you will sleep better with no alcohol inside your system. That's a given. But how that translates into the long term, you can get yourself into a position where you're having the best sleeps possible for you at your age, at your time in life. But you have to put in some work. You have to put in some thinking. You have to change not just the alcohol, but other parts of your life. And how you do that is going to determine how much that potential comes out. One of the best things I think is that it gives you a new start. It gives you the possibility of a new start. You know, like I said, the alcohol is just the beginning of this journey. It's just the starting out. You know, stopping drinking alcohol, people think that their whole life is going to change, and your life will change to a certain degree. But a lot of people go around chasing something else to fill in the gap. They try to look for a same puzzle piece to fit into that same puzzle instead of changing the whole puzzle. So you have to work on yourself. The more work you do on yourself, the more work you do in your life, the more your life is going to change, and the more that moment becomes a fresh new start. You know, I mean, I can't look at that time when I stopped drinking alcohol as the day that I stopped drinking alcohol. It was the start of a new journey, and that's the way I've looked at it for almost from the beginning. You know, almost since when I realized how much of a new start this could be, and that was without any, you know, it was before I realized exactly what was going to come out of this journey. Do you get what I mean? So there's a possibility for a new start, but that possibility depends on you. If you haven't taken our preparation course yet, click on the link down below this video. It's absolutely free, no strings attached to it. The idea is, it's one of our courses that we give when people don't want to take the full preparation course. It's less than an hour long. Its idea is to give you a lot of clearness and clarity about where you're going to go, where you are right now, and how you're going to get to the place that you want to go in your life. It gives you confidence that you can step across that line, and it helps to try and give you the courage to do it. Not just in the first days when the motivation to stop, the pain to stop is there in big time, you know. We're trying to give you the courage to do this so that you have this a week later or a month later, 6 months later. That's the idea. So, you know, if you haven't taken it, like I said, it's less than an hour of your life, but you will benefit from it. So why not give it a go? Click on the link down below. The next one is an opportunity to change your thinking and behavior, or at least start to examine your thinking and behavior. Now, one of the things that alcohol robs you of is that consistency to think, because as soon as you come to a spot where you don't like what you're thinking, or you find it very tough, it's very easy to stop thinking, you know, to push forward into a different goal, and that goal is oblivion. Do you know what I mean? You might have a goal in your life to achieve the best stuff that you can achieve, but you've got a goal which is outstripping all of those, and that's to not think about things that are too tough for you to think about. And I'm afraid if you want to get to the best possible version of yourself, you've got to think about those things, and you've got to act in ways which are going to put you under pressure, that are going to give you anxious moments, that are going to put you under stress. And when you don't have the crutch of alcohol to fall back on, not just in the short term but in the long term, you get that opportunity to start changing your thinking, to examine your thinking, and then from that to examine your behavior. The next potential is the potential to, or the opportunity to re-examine your friendships. Some of my friendships were had evolved because I was a drinker. Some of the friendships I had were there because I was a drinker, and if I'd have tried to keep those friendships alive afterwards, it would have been an impossible task. So something would have had to give. The friendship would have had to give, or the fact that I was trying to do something different. So my behavior or my thinking, and your behavior and your thinking, when it's heading in the right direction, should always come out on top. So it just gives you that, like I said in the last potential, that clear edge, that opportunity to look at yourself from a different perspective without the crutch of alcohol getting in the way. And that's one of the most important parts of this journey. You have to leave the alcohol behind before you can move forwards. You have to leave the alcohol behind before you can even think about getting towards that best possible version of yourself. You've got to leave the alcohol behind, and everything that goes with that, before you can start living a truly happy life and a fulfilled life. Because alcohol is always going to draw you backwards, no matter what you do. Now this next one might seem a bit weird, but it's the opportunity to expand your potentials. And the reason this sounds weird is because people think that their potential is something which is fixed. I have my potential, I'm born with a certain potential, and that's it. But that's not the case. The potential for you as a drinker is far, far less than the potential for you as a non-drinker. So when you add something to your skill set, when you add something to your thinking processes, when you add something to your life in that way, when you take something out of your life which is harmful, so when you take something out of your life like alcohol, for instance, when you take something out of your life like smoking or a bad diet or sitting on your arse all the time and getting no exercise, then you're also increasing your potential, because you're increasing, think about everything that you're giving to yourself, that you're gifting to yourself. So when you stop drinking alcohol, it gives you an increase. It first of all allows you to look at your potential, and it allows you to expand that potential. Hope you understand that. And finally, we've spoken about the best possible version of yourself. And I've also said throughout this video and through so many of the different videos that I've done in the past, that it's impossible to even get onto that road of being the best version of yourself when you are poisoning yourself with alcohol. And that's essentially what you're doing. So, whoops, getting onto the best version of yourself requires that. So that's the last and final potential. And for me, it's the most important one, because once you get that idea into your head that you want to live the best possible version of your life, it means changing so much in so many different categories of your life, but also it involves understanding that you're never going to get to the best possible version of yourself in every part of your life, that there is a balancing act. And that's something that takes a lot of thinking, and it takes a lot of understanding yourself to understand that prospect, or to understand that concept, I suppose. So that's the 8 potentials. There's a lot more potentials that you open up when you stop drinking, but that's just eight of them to make this video anyway short. But I just wanted to really say that, you know, we're going to unpack a lot of these as we're going forwards in the next, you know, over these 100 videos. So keep an eye out for that. I think there's some of these, especially the last 5, are important. That last one is so important, you know. We'll do a couple of videos on that, probably more than a couple of videos, because it's so important. The important thing here at this moment is to keep the alcohol out of your mouth and to move on from there. That's going to give you the most potential from this perspective. Like I said, it's stupid to think that you can change yourself in any meaningful way when you are doing something which is so self-destructive. And you might not realize how self-destructive it is. Hopefully you know, you're coming to that realization, you're coming to that understanding that how self-destructive alcohol is, not only to you physically and mentally, but to your life in general, to your potentials and to what you can achieve in life. So hopefully you can see that. If you haven't signed up for the preparation course, like I said, please do. Also, go over to habitsv2.com, the main website, www.habitsv2.com. If you want to sign up for our program, it's a year-long program. It takes you through so much of this stuff. You will be a different person by the time you get out the other end of it, and that's my goal anyway. I mean, if you go through the course, you're definitely going to be a different person, because it takes a lot of thinking and a lot of behavior change to get there, but that's the aim. Take care of yourself, and I'll speak to you again in tomorrow's video. Onwards and upwards. Bye now.